It's no secret that one of the most commented things about me on the internet is how my eyes look totally different with makeup and without. And while some people may take that as an insult, and believe me, maybe I did when I was a teenager, I understand my eyes look totally different with and without makeup, and that is 100% intentional, and it's not actually just the makeup, it's how I apply it. So today I'm gonna teach you all how to make your eyes look bigger with just makeup. Obviously, going into this video, I don't think there's anything wrong with having small eyes. I certainly have smaller eyes. I've just always been drawn to eyes. They're my favorite part of like a human face, and I've always wanted my eyes to be really big. I love big eyes. I've just always been drawn to that. So there's nothing wrong with having small eyes, certainly not a big deal, and it's not something to be insecure about. I just really love making my eyes big. For anyone else who feels that way, I'm gonna teach you how I do it. First, I start with my base eye. There's nothing on this eye at this point. I've only done my face makeup. And I like to take my favorite bronzer that I use while I'm getting ready. I personally use a cream bronzer. My favorite right now is the NARS Laguna 2 shade bronzer. I love this cream bronzer. It's actually like the best undertone ever. And it's perfect as a base for your eyeshadow. Right after I'm done with that, I like to use a tapered eyeshadow brush. And I take a slightly, just slightly, darker brown. I want it to be very subtle. I don't want a big dramatic difference. I take a little bit of that eyeshadow and apply it starting at about the pupil, going out towards the end of my lid. And I actually don't like to stop at the very end of my eyelid. I have smaller eyelids and I, again, have smaller eyes. So I like to pretend they're bigger and I go out a little bit further past my eyelid just to go with the illusion that my eyelid is bigger, and that'll come into play later. I personally kind of have hooded eyes, so I don't have a lot of eyelid to work with. That being said, I keep the slightly darker shadow directly above the eyelid. I know we mentioned I don't have a lot of lid space, but to make your lid pop even more, you're going to take an eyeshadow that is slightly lighter than your skin tone and apply it to the center and inner corner of your eye. This highlights light in that area and makes it look larger than it is, creating a magnifying effect on your eye. Once this shadow is all blended out, it's time to move to the scary step, eyeliner. In this video, I'm using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, but any black eyeliner works. Okay, for my hooded eye girlies, this step is so important. Please listen to it. I spent years doing my eyeliner completely wrong for my eye shape, and I'm gonna teach you how to do your eyeliner so you can still see a bit of your eyelid. I know we don't have a lot of it, but I promise you it's there. You're gonna start on the outer V of your eye and create an angled shape going directly out from there towards, not all the way, just towards the tail of your eyebrow. Once you've created that line, I want you to look at it and go about a third of the way back. That is where you're going to create the point to go back towards the center of your eye. I know traditionally you take eyeliner all the way towards your inner corner. Do not do that. Please do not do that. Our goal is going to be to create this little triangle shape and go directly in, sweeping the eyeliner towards the pupil of your eyelid. I want the eyeliner to fade out and stop at your pupil. Do not go past there or you will cover up your eyelid with too much eyeliner, and you don't need to. Once this step is completed, go ahead and fill in that little triangle you made, and we're on to the next. At this point, I like to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. It's not necessary. I just like my lashes to blend really well with the false lashes I will apply next. See, it's not so bad. Eyeliner being eyeliner does take practice, so if this is your first time attempting to do it this way, give yourself grace. It might take a couple tries, but I promise you, once you figure it out, it is so helpful in making your makeup routine look like you have full-blown eyeliner on, even though it's only halfway there. Okay, so if you are gifted and have naturally long, luscious lashes, this is the part where you're gonna put on your mascara. It's gonna look so gorgeous. Your eyes are gonna be like poof. For those of you who aren't so blessed, such as myself, this is the part where we're gonna add lashes. These are my favorite lashes ever. They are the best lashes to ever exist in my opinion, and unfortunately they are not yet available, but save this video and when they launch, I'll be sure to let you know. For the ladies putting on lashes, this is the part I know is very intimidating for a lot of people, putting them on. And I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So many people are gonna tell you to either start from the inner corner or the outer corner. Don't do that. Don't do either. Start in the middle. I want you to pick up your lash once your glue is tacky and apply it, lifting it up towards your eye. lift that lash. Have it look like it's sitting kind of straight up. Don't apply it directly going straight towards your eye. Apply it at a lifted angle. This is going to open your eyes even more and make your lashes more comfortable to wear. Once you stick it in the middle of your eye, take the outer corner and manipulate it to the best placement for your eyelid. Me personally, if I placed it exactly where my eyelid ends, the lash would be kind of downturned and it's not really the look I'm going for. So even though it's not super obvious, I actually always lift up the outer part of my eyelash a little bit higher than where my lash line actually is, just on the edge. It makes my eyes look more lifted and helps me get more of a cat eye effect. Once you've placed the middle and the outer corner exactly where you want it to be, we're gonna go to the worst part, the inner corner. I promise you this gets easier as time goes on. Go ahead and grab your tweezers and very lightly manipulate the front part of the eyelash to stick to the front part of your eye. This is where it comes into play how you cut your eyelash. Trim your eyelash before applying it so it's not too long and pokes you in the inner part of your eye. You see how I have a decent amount of space between where my eyelash starts and where my inner corner is? Make sure to create that space for yourself and your lash will be significantly more comfortable to wear. After I've applied my lashes, I like to take the tweezers and kind of bond my natural lashes to the fake one. This is not a necessary step, I just like the way it looks. It's a personal preference. Okay, so you put on lashes. I'm so proud of you. Now we're gonna go to an even more intimidating part, eyeliner on the inner corner. I promise you, it's worth it. All these lashes on your eyes, open them up. It looks stunning. It's definitely made a significant difference and probably carrying about 60% of the weight and making my eyes look bigger. I also take notice of this little gap in between the inner part of my eyelash and my inner corner of my eye. And I personally don't love that gap. This is where the 1/3 eyeliner plus the eyelash comes into play and making it look like we have full-blown eyeliner on. What you're gonna do is take your favorite waterproof, please waterproof, eyeliner. I'm using the NYX Epic Wear Waterproof Liquid Liner. I have yet to find a better liquid waterproof liner than this. I highly recommend. And I know it's a little scary, but take that eyeliner, make sure the little brush is nice and sharp, and we're just gonna go from our lash band and kind of draw out towards the inner corner of our eye. Now it looks like the eyeliner goes all the way across our eye. The lash band helps mimic eyeliner and gives our eyes a nice pop. Look at you go. See, it's not that hard, and what a big difference it's already made. I know there's a big debate on people that do and don't like bottom mascara. I personally think it's awesome. So what I like to do is take that same transition shade we used on our upper lid and apply it very, very, very lightly to the bottom part of my eye. We're just trying to mimic a shadow that would be created if your eye was a little bit bigger and had some natural shadows. I know for those of us who have smaller eyes, those just don't exist, so we're gonna pretend it does. Then I like to take the smallest amount of brown eyeliner, and I mean the smallest amount. In fact, if you don't think you can do this well, just skip the step and apply it on my bottom lash line. The way I like to do this might be a little different, but I angle my brush above my eyelashes to do it. I find this makes the brown liner apply directly on the lash line instead of slightly under it. If I approach the under part of my eye, under the bottom part of my lashes, it kind of gets smudged everywhere and it's easier to mess up. So if you've never tried it before, try angling the brush slightly above your bottom lashes and apply the tight liner there. This step may not be necessary if you just have mascara on the top part of your lashes, but because I added so much volume with the falsies on top, I like to add a little bit more on the bottom to balance it out. Once this step is done, if you were brave enough to do it, you're gonna take your tubing mascara or waterproof mascara. I love tubing mascara for the bottom lashes because otherwise my lashes transfer onto my under eyes and I have mascara everywhere. And I'm really not a fan of that. So I take my favorite tubing mascara, I'm gonna use the same one from earlier, and apply it all across my bottom eyelashes just to give them some more volume and length. And look at you go. That's all there is to it. There's so many little steps, but they make the biggest difference. And once you get the hang of it, it's super easy too. I hope this was helpful for all my girls who are really wanting to put an emphasis on their eyes. I have spent years trying to perfect the perfect eye look for myself, and I'm hoping that it was helpful for a lot of you. And if you're feeling a little extra generous, maybe subscribe. Okay, that's all there is to it. I love you guys so much, and I hope this tutorial was helpful for you.